Today I'm going to talk about yoga and comedy. So, if you know something called laughter yoga was started by Madan Kataria and it started in Bombay or Mumbai. That's my hometown, my city. So I used to go around in like for a walk or whatever, and I used to see this bunch of senior citizens who would point out fingers to each other and laugh without reason. And I thought, oh, are they gone mad or something? But then that was supposedly laughter yoga. And it started in 1995. And my assumption is after all these bomb blasts that took place in India, in Bombay, people, there was too much stress and the rat race, which is happening still everywhere around the world, to decrease the stress levels. A physician, a doctor in Bombay called Madan Kataria, I guess, came up with this idea of laughter yoga. So in Shivaji Park, in Priyadarshini Park, and Kamala Nehru, so all these parks that you have in Bombay, you would see a group of people, mostly senior citizens. In Bombay, we call them senior citizens. It means people aged 60 plus would join in, would group together and start laughing. So they would laugh without any reason, and then they would make faces and they would point out fingers to each other and make crack jokes, and it would go on early in the morning where they would laugh. Now, going back to my teenage days and school times, my friends used to call me a crybaby, and they would call me delicate darling. I mean, they would call me delicate darling, and then I would start crying. So this was school around 7th, 8th standard. And because they called me delicate darling, I didn't like it. I didn't want to be delicate, and I was quite skinny, and I was also quite short. May not be the shortest girl in class, but on the shorter sides of life because of my tonsillitis problem. I mean, my Ayurvedic doctor told my parents that, she won't grow taller if you don't operate and get her tonsils out, and she falls sick too often. So because of that, and everyone, my parents decided not to get my tonsils operated. So, I could live a very good life with Ayurveda, but still I didn't grow tall, and I'm actually the shortest in the family. And in school, they would always tease me delicate darling, and I would cry, and then they would call me cry baby, and I would cry even further. So one fine day I made up my mind and I said, I'm not going to take all this. I'm going to start laughing at myself. And then I came up with the idea. There used to be a TV show called Didi's Non-Stop Nonsense. And then later on when I came to Germany, I realized that this Didi guy is actually German and from Berlin. I've never seen him though, although I was studying in Berlin at the university. So I thought, okay, so Didi's Non-Stop Nonsense and delicate darling. So I used to try to be the funniest in class, and then I became the clown in my class. And then I used the same thing instead of delicate darling. Whenever they would say delicate darling, I would say, it's like Didi. So I'm like Didi's Non-Stop Nonsense. So I'm like the funniest. And this thing stuck to me that I always tried to be as funny as possible. I have this sense of humor from my father he doesn't live anymore, so he had a very good sense of humor. And my mother, who actually is quite funny, but she never really realizes that she's funny. And then she gets actually quite irritated because I tell her, you're so funny, mommy. And then she's like actually hurt. She's like, no, I was being very serious. But she's very funny, unknowingly funny. Yeah, so I was thinking of starting a little bit of yoga and comedy. And so this is my first sketch. Now, I just got the idea. I thought, why did I start this channel? I started this YouTube channel because of many reasons. I'll make a separate video on the purpose of this channel. But basically, the idea came from a friend of mine, and I'll call her Lotus to keep the information sensitive because I haven't asked Lotus for permission. But the meaning of her name is Lotus. And so Lotus is also Indian. She also lives in Frankfurt, and once in a while we meet each other. And Lotus told me already in 2017, so we talk to each other quite often in Hindi. So Lotus said, Trupti, तेरे पास इतना information है, तो YouTube channel क्यों नहीं start करती है? So I'm like, हैं? So she's like, हाँ क्यों नहीं? So I said, तेरे को क्या तंग आ गया क्या कि मैं तेरे को इतना सारा बात कर रही हूँ? That's why you want me to start? नहीं, सच्ची मेरे बहुत सारे लोग हैं YouTube पे, तू कभी YouTube देखती नहीं है? I said, no, I don't have the time. So she was the one who came up with the idea. So thank you, Lotus. Because of you I started this channel. And then now when I started the channel, I went back to Lotus and I asked her, Lotus, I started my channel, what do you think about it? She's saying, क्या रे तू कैमरा के सामने टपकती है, तू ढंग के कपड़े पहनती नहीं है, कुछ मेकअप वेकअप कर रहे, लोग है ना फेस देखने के लिए जाते हैं यूट्यूब पे, ऐसे जाएगी तो क्या होगा? So I said, कंटेंट के लिए नहीं जा रहे हैं क्या? आई एम गिविंग देम कंटेंट मैन वुमन. So they're like, so she's like, नहीं रे फिर भी तू थोड़ा अपना ख्याल रखा, अपना थोड़ा कुछ करके जा. So I was thinking, yeah, I don't have so much time in life, you know, I'm such a busy person. I mean, it's always fashionable to be busy, right? But to be honest, here it is hard. Job, children, food, cleaning, cooking, a yoga practice, which is the only nice thing in my life. Although my time with my kids is also nice, but sometimes quite tough. Yeah, so I wanted to make a few videos the last few days, and then I looked at my face and I said, oh no, I have this spot here and I have all these blemishes and I am not looking all that great. So, oh no, I thought to myself. And suddenly someone appeared. So watch part 2 of this episode if you want to know more and if you want to know who appeared and what this joke is all about. So the joke is on me, and see you soon again. There's Trupti saying bye-bye. I will make the episode today afternoon. I have to go and check my heart now. Bye-bye.